Right, so a couple of new recruits to the army. So I got in touch with Martin at Wargames, said what I wanted to get, and obviously he's sorted me out with a fantastic deal on on some models. So we've gone for the, I hope you can see that, the Skaven Storm Fiends. Awesome models. They look like they've got some really kind of funky rules. Loads of different weapon options. Just look, they're going to be like a lot of fun on the board. Big sort of multi-wound monsters, which you know from my Tyranids I absolutely love. So I think they're going to be a lot of fun. I've just got 3 at the moment. You can build the units quite a lot bigger. And from what I gather, when you're doing the units in Age of Sigmar, is basically you pay for the maximum size, and then if you reduce the size, then that's kind of at your own sort of disadvantage. So potentially I'll need to get some more of these to kind of fill them out to maximum unit sizes to make them fully competitive, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think as a starting point they should be fun, and it'd be good to sort of see what they do, because they just look wicked, and I'm looking forward to kind of painting them. So that was the first thing. And secondly, I just had to get this guy because I just think he looks so damn cool. I got the big guy, Thankwall and Bone Ripper. So obviously this model came out around the End Times campaign at the end of Warhammer, and I always I loved it there, as well as like the Vermin Lords, which I'll probably want to get one of them as well because they just look so cool. But I saw this guy and I was like, he looks so damn cool. I was looking at his rules and he does look like a bit of a beast. He looks like he can cause a lot of damage. He's got loads of attacks and some nasty kind of some nasty weapons as well, and a bit of powers, magic powers as well from Thankwall. So I think he should be quite a fun unit. He's also got a little bit of buffing abilities as well, so potentially when I get more into that might well help. So I think he's going to be a lot of fun on the board. He's got a couple of options. He's got like these big sort of things there, so they should be quite fun. See what they do. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking this is the way to go. These do like the 2d6 mortal wounds or something like that. These are just kind of plenty of attacks, and I think you get more attacks depending on how healthy he is at the time. But anybody that's an expert, tell me whether this is the best way to go or whether it's this way the best way to go. I think this looks a little bit cooler. Maybe we go rule of cool, because these things look damn cool. But then the competitive side says if this is the way to go, this also looks pretty cool. So let me know. Interesting. Really, put your comments down below. Really interested to see. But can't wait to paint both those guys. I think they're going to be an awful lot of fun. Really going to be good. So that's kind of the new additions. Obviously more to come, but it's going to be a slow project. Funds are a little bit tight at the moment. That's kind of why it will be drip feed army, especially as I've got so much to start off with. But we'll work on those and sort of add them in when we get a chance and sort of see what else comes along. So now what I wanted to do is just show you my first kind of little conversions and my first kind of little modelling bits of Age of Sigmar. So we'll jump over to the desk and have a little look. Right, so guys, these are my, I think they're called Giselles or something like that. It's probably a name of a gun or something, but I can't pronounce things at the best of times. But basically, they're kind of almost like a sniper rifle. They're manned by two rats. Now there's a model for it, but they're very expensive, and actually they don't look that great. It's a pretty old model. I believe it's resin, so I'm not going to be paying for that. I want cool looking models, so I'd have to get pretty desperate to start buying models that I really don't like the look of, just because as they're called, so just because they work well in the games. But these guys, they are extremely good. They've got a great range, and range seems to be something that's not readily available in Age of Sigmar. Things are a lot shorter range. Generally things happen at close quarters, so something with a bit of range is, I think, going to be pretty beneficial. So they come in, you get them in kind of teams of 3. So I've got 2 units that I've made, and each model is meant to count as is meant to be like 2 rats. So I've kind of kept to that. So I've put them on these like 40k round bases. There isn't a base specifically for these guys, because obviously they're on square bases normally from when they were in Warhammer. So I thought actually this base kind of works well for them. Obviously there would be like a long square base, so having a nice little sort of long round base fits in with the rest of the Age of Sigmar stuff. And so what I've done is a really simple conversion. It's very basic, and there's still even a little bit of work to do on it, but basically you get the idea. So what I've done is I've taken the arm with the rifle from Recruit from Tau, because the rifle is similar sort of size. It's again sort of very rustic, old style, so it fits perfectly with the general normal one. There is kind of almost like a little bit of a Recruit hand on the halfway up, so I need to kind of like cut a bit of that away and sort of disguise it, but that will be pretty easy. And the arms themselves actually fit on and work quite well, they really do. It's got a sort of shield on the other one, as you can see the hand bit I need to cut away, but that's really not a big deal. And then the second rat, again, he just sits behind. So these are just clan rats that I've snapped an arm off and then kind of put on. And what I would like to say at this point is I would like to say a big thank you to Nodopoulos Prime. He put a message in the last Age of Sigmar video about Skaven rebasing them and their feet. And man, he was right. These little bastards do like to snap away their feet when they're based already. I did have that problem a little bit with some of these, and I've discovered the best way of doing it is actually to cut away at the actual square base, and then when you put your basing materials in, kind of almost base around it to kind of bring it up a little bit to that level. Because if you try cutting their feet away, particularly if they've been glued properly, you're just going to lose the toes, which I found on a few of them. So thank you very much for that little tip. You were spot on there, mate, and you are bang on the money. So I'll be careful with these going forward, as these are my kind of first attempt. So we've got this guy here with the gun. I mean, in the actual model himself, the rifle guy goes behind and the little guy sits at the front and almost kind of is his kind of looker, but I still think it works with a rat behind. You can kind of still see it working. So that's the first guy I've got. Second guy is kind of this guy here. Again, works quite nicely. I've actually cut the hand off and tied it up, but you get the idea. So that's the next one. This one's he's kind of looking up. Again, pretty cool. We've got this guy. He's kind of carrying it. So again, I think it works well. Again, I've cut the hand off that one. This guy again, sort of standard pose, and this guy again holding it up with his little spotter behind. But I think they work really well. I think once they're painted and what have you, they're a little bit of extra work on them. They're going to fit in absolutely perfectly for what I'm looking for. So yeah, I thought you'd be interested. So if you're a Skaven player and you kind of want to add this Jezero or whatever it's called into your army, this looks like the way to do it. A nice, cheap, easy way of turning some clan rats into these sort of guys, which I think are going to be a good addition to most Skaven armies without having to use the horrible model that costs a lot of money. So I hope that's useful, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next Age of Sigmar update. Bye for now.